Hey, I'm here with another review for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 11, 12 episode. I don't give a fuck, it'll be in there. So, I'm sorry, I just woke up from a nap, so excuse the yawning for a little bit. But I wanted to try to get this video out for y'all since I watched the Lakers get their ass up yesterday and then I fell asleep. Anyway, so we start off right after the dinner is finished, and we have Dorit, Garcelle, and Denise in one room, and then we have all of the other girls in another room. So pretty much, it's kind of a split back and forth of, everybody talking about what happened. And what I got from, the only thing I really took from the whole thing with Denise when she was in a room with them is Garcelle said to her, did you sleep with her? She asked her straight out. She said no. Does she have any text messages? Anything that she can come back and try to say that you're lying? Garcelle is being a good friend, because that's what I would say. Like, because I think she's trying to give her out. Like, all right, girl, even if she is lying, even if you're lying, do that girl got any proof to back up what it is that she's saying, or try to call you out? Because pretty much, bitch, cover all your bases is pretty much what Garcelle was saying. Cover all your bases, girl. Make sure. And the other girls, again, they was all pissing. Again, they make me so mad because they're all full of shit, talking about some. Oh, this is kind of. Oh, we really don't care whether or not Denise and Brandy slept together. Yes, y'all do, because if y'all didn't, y'all wouldn't be running around here for the past 2.5 episodes acting like chickens with y'all head cut off. Yes, y'all do care. Stop acting like y'all don't. You do care because you're messy. It is what it is. So then we have Denise and Lisa. This is going to be kind of a short review because not much really happened other than at the end. So we got Denise and Lisa. They go out to eat again. This is maybe the second or third or fourth fucking time that Denise and Lisa have had the conversation. Had to have a conversation about their friendship and how they both feel like each other acts within it. Now, I understand it from both sides. I get it from Denise's side because Denise is like, well, at the end of the day, if you're my friend, you would have let me know versus like me trying to be like ambushed. Because it did seem to a degree like Denise was a little bit ambushed at this dinner. So I do get what she's saying. Like, you could have pulled me to the side. You could have given me a heads up or something. However, I do agree to a degree with Lisa when Lisa said that it was that because Teddy is the one that heard it, Teddy should have been the one that said something. And Denise made a good point that I didn't really think about. She said, why is it that when we was at the table, you pretty much was the one who kept trying to force Teddy to say it right then and there? And she was like, oh, well, the point of the matter is that it was going to come out anyway because everybody knew. And she was like, okay, but everybody didn't know. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Here's the thing, Lisa. This is how I feel about it in general. And on top of that, Lisa kept talking about, oh, like I need, like we all need to know whether or not this is true. This is that and the third. This is my thing, Lisa. You're full of shit again. And I think Lisa is full of shit in general because you're nosy as hell. Like I said with everybody else. You did that because you wanted everybody to know so that you didn't have to be the only person to know. The easiest way to handle that without it being embarrassing would have been once that dinner was over, you should have pulled her to the side, to Denise to the side, and been like, look, blah, 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 blah. Or pulled Teddy to the side after that and be like, look, you need to go and tell her now. But you wanted to be messy for Bravo. It is what it is. Yes, I'll put my niece. Why the fuck does feel the Lisa feel the need to know to anything? Like, you don't need to know anything. You need to know whether or not she said that about you. She said she didn't. Now, one thing I did find interesting is that Denise said that Brandy was talking about the other girls. At the end of the day, this is how I look at it. And they're like, well, girl, you just said, this is how I look at it. Did Brandy probably really say something about those other girls? She probably did talk about them, but probably not to what Denise is saying. Denise is probably upset, again, because she said that she's not going to call her anything. She's going to handle it differently. Denise is mad because of what Brandy said, true or not, and now she's trying to figure something else to say to make Brandy look bad. That's all that is in the day. Like I said, is Denise probably lying about fucking her and all of this? Yes, but Denise is also lying about this situation because she's trying to make herself look better and I won't say make herself look better, but she's trying to discredit Brandy, period. And to me, you don't have to do that to discredit Brandy. Brandy is Brandy, so she discredits herself just by like being. So anyway, so then you have Dorit and Kyle. They go out to eat because Dorit feels like, Kyle treats her differently than the other girls. I won't say she treats her differently than the other girls. I think she treats her the same as far as how, I think she treats her the same as the rest of the girls. compared to how she deals with Teddy. So we all know that she and Teddy is up each other's ass so much that she treats the rest of the girls differently. She's always trying to stick up for Teddy or jump in the middle of some shit that has to do with Teddy. So I don't think it's specific to Dorit. I think Dorit is just the only person that's gonna call it out and be like, how you're on some bullshit pretty much. Let me say again, Dorit come through with the fashions. When they was sitting there eating, I'm looking at Dorit like, my gosh, you're a work of art, sis. And whoever is your stylist and tends to them per usual, okay? And this is one of the first times she didn't have like a fucking name brand like label. Like it was name brand, but it didn't say it, and she still looked clean as hell, super clean. Then they kind of talk about, you know, real fast the whole thing that happened, and Kyle. Sorry. Kyle says that she believes Brandy, and Brandy's not a liar. At the end of the day, let's be real, Kyle. The real reason you want to believe Brandy is because your messy ass sister brought her over. And that's what I do want to bring up to everybody, that through this whole situation, it has yet to been brought up that even though Brandy is the one that said it, that Kim had a little something to do with it, and Kim was the one who brought Brandy around. That Kim purposefully brought Brandy around to be messy like that. So of course you're going to believe her because your sister brought her over, messy ass Kim. So you're going to try to defend your sister. It is what it is. Whatever. So then we got Garcelle. She goes over to Denise's room, and this nice little pink, she always has like a pantsuit, and it's always like pink or something, but I liked it, and I loved her hair. It was like all natural and shit. But anyway, she goes over to Denise's room to tell her, come on girl, we're going now. You can't just sit in this, you know, in this room all day and be all sad and depressed. So then they meet outside, Erica and Lisa, and they all get into like these two like Ferraris or whatever, nice as hell, like you said, Italy, Ferrari, driving around. They go to this winery or whatever. Shit. Bad. They go to this winery and shit. And so again, I put this in my notes. Okay, see, so normally people be getting on Denise for her fashions, and I normally don't. But when they were all sitting at that table, and I'm looking at Denise, I'm like, Denise, you can be comfortable, sis, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm confused. Why does your your hoodie even look like that? It looks like you didn't even try. Like, I don't get it. Here's the thing. I can understand if you're back home in Beverly Hills and in LA, whatever, and you don't really feel like getting dressed up. That's perfectly fine. But I'm confused on how you're on vacation in Italy and you don't want to even attempt to dress up. It is very thoroughly confusing. You didn't even have to try very hard. Like, you could have just put on a nice low top and some jeans and called it a day. You didn't even try. Like, you didn't even try. And it, whatever, Denise. It did this reasons like this, which it's dumb, but reasons like this is why the girls can come for you. Because where the fuck are you trying? You're not anyway. But I like this whole scene because at the end of the day, Erica and Denise was able to get past their issues. You know, Erica said that she didn't really like the way that Aaron came at her. Denise apologized, and she also said, you know, I will have him apologize to you guys next time you see him. You guys can have a conversation. And like they said, it's better when they're all within a small group because normally issues can be like had out and dealt with. And Denise did make a good point, which is that within the group, whenever it is that there's a conflict and people are trying to talk through it, half the time y'all cut each other off before somebody can even make their point, or you're trying to, you know, well, she said later about throwing somebody in a hot seat, which I agree too. I mean, that's all reality TV. But point of the matter is, when they're all just sitting there and it's not that many of them, they can normally, and I don't even think it's just that, it depends on who it is. Erica is a grown-ass woman. Erica Jane is not about to sit up here and be going back and forth with nobody. She won't say what she says, she won't mean what she mean. You're not dealing with a cow, and you're not dealing with the Teddy. Like, and even I feel like when it comes to Lisa, you're not dealing with Lisa. Lisa is messy as hell too, and Lisa will sit back there and go back and forth with you. But I think because out of everybody, it was Erica. Erica, to me, is the one who holds herself with the most, like, sense of worth and sense of like it's crazy because I think Erica is one of the youngest people, but she's on the show, but she acts like, but she's the most mature. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows how to handle her business. Anyway, so they all pretty much talked about it, hash that out, that's done. And again, now Brandy is trying to say, you know, that Brandy told her some things. Again, we said what we said. Dorit and Kyle meet up with Sutton at the Dolce & Gabbana store. Again, remember, she friends with them, so they set them up to get some nice stuff. Is what it is. Then we have the final dinner. So I have in my notes, Dorit, bitch, you better come through with the 90s flair. Dorit looked like a whole 90s fucking fashion designer doll. She looks so good, but somebody made a good point because her Erica's hair was kind of the same, but I like Erica's hair better. So if you would have put Erica's hair on Dorit, bitch, it would have been it. It would have been it. And like I said, Erica, you looked good too, bitch. And this is what Kyle means. See, normally Dorit, I would defend you, but in this situation, I cannot. Cause when they was down in that lobby, they said it had been 40 minutes. Y'all better than me, cause I would have left Dorit ass upstairs taking pictures. Bitch, I'll text you the address. Bitch, you know where dinner is, but I'm not sitting up here waiting 40 minutes. Dorit, have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind, Dorit? You're cute, but you ain't that damn cute. Okay? Alright, so oh, but also, finally, Denise wears a dress. Because even Garcelle was like, oh, look at you with a dress. And Denise was like, I do wear dresses. Denise, it's not that you don't wear dresses. We know that you wear dresses. But not when you're on TV around these girls. And granted, I understand this is a reality TV show. So, of course, you're not going to be dressed up every single time. But I don't understand. This is a reality TV. You know, you got to come through with the fashions, especially when it comes to a group thing. This is vacation. Damn, Denise, try. You look cute, girl. See, that's what I meant when I said try. Like, even if you don't want to go full Dorit, you can try. Put on a dress. Hell, I have on a dress. I got a cute, matter of fact, let me see, can I do it? I got a cute dress on right now. Right now. And I'm just sitting in the crib. It's a regular dress, you know. It's, sorry, y'all, my bras all showing left and right. But point of the matter is, it's a cute, simple red dress that I have on. And that's me sitting my black ass in this house. And I ain't going nowhere. I don't understand. So, anyway, so then we get there and Kyle's so fucking over dramatic, talking about how she was crying the night before and she was just so worried. Kyle, I hate that Kyle is so over dramatic. Why can't you just say I have been feeling a little bit of tension and uneasiness since all of this happened, but you always want to be over fucking dramatic. Anyway, so they asked Denise pretty much says that she has felt unwelcome since she's been there. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she doesn't like the fact that she's always in the hot seat. I will give Denise that since this season has started, Denise has been the, you know, focal point. Kind of like how, if y'all watching the Real Housewives of Potomac, kind of how they're setting up the first 2 episodes for Candace to be the quote-unquote villain. That's what they did for Denise from the very beginning. Denise was supposed to be the villain and the person that they centered all the bullshit around this season. Now, the one thing I will say, Denise, is that this is nothing new. If you watch reality TV, you watched it long enough, you would know that every season they have one person that they're going to circle everything around. I think the season before it was Lisa Vanderpump. So don't think that you're special or anything like that. That's the only thing I can say about that. But I do agree, to a degree, that the girls have been on her ass specifically about something that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I won't say not big of a deal, but point of the matter is, she said she didn't say that about her, right? So the issue should be dead. So Garcelle pretty much is saying the same thing. Garcelle was like, look, address it. Like, I wish she would just say, no, I did not say it, and that's just the end of that, and let's move on. Now, I will say this, Garcelle, she did try that before, and she even tried it at this dinner, saying, I did not say that about you guys. I know that's what this is about. I did not say that. Brandy's the one around here running her mouth. And Teddy wants to jump back in, and she didn't really do. Well, I don't really know who to believe because I don't know her, but I don't know you either. And what was pissing me off, like I said before last week, is Teddy, that doesn't make any sense. Now, later what happens, it makes sense. But in this situation, to say that, like, oh my gosh, like Dorit said, so is it not possible, Kyle? Is it not possible, Teddy, that maybe she is lying for attention? And it blows my mind that to them, that's just not an option. And Kyle wants to use, when she was in a room with them, want to use, for an example, some fucking lawsuit that she had with somebody, and how in a deposition it said, oh, one thing Brandy do is she don't lie. People lie in depositions all the time, Kyle. It does not matter. Oh, I don't think she would want to get in another lawsuit. Why not, if it's gonna get her on TV? Are y'all dumb? Again, I'm not trying to say that Brandy is lying, but it's annoying me that y'all think that is just so out of the realm of fucking possibility. That's what's bothering me. Again, Brandy don't need anything else other than to be her. She's a liar in herself, so I'm confused on why this is just so far-fetched that Brandy could be a fucking liar. But anyway, so at the end, like I said, again, Denise brings up, oh, well, she told me that she had sex with people in this group, and I'm not going to say who, and she said this is that. At the end of the day, is Denise lying? Probably. Denise is saying what she got to say to make Brandy look bad and to get the heat off of her. I ain't mad at her for doing it. Do whatever it is that you got to do, girl, but all of the other girls, I really just want everybody to let this shit the fuck go. Either you believe her or you don't. Teddy in particular, you're getting on my fucking nerves because you're really acting like Denise is the only person who's ever said anything about you. We just had dinner a couple weeks ago where Sutton sat in your face and said that she thought that you was boring, but you kept being friends with her. So again, Teddy, instead of worrying about trying to get a storyline off of Denise, how about you sit there, gestate your damn baby, have fucking fun, make sure that there's better security at your place so that we don't have another Pop Smoke incident, and go about your life. How about that? Have a grand fucking evening.